CBS Mornings co-host Gayle King is chiming in on the whole TJ Holmes and Amy Robach situation over at ABC. So Gayle was asked about their alleged affair while on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and she said a lot. Take a look.
It's just gotten very messy and very sloppy.
Yes.
I do think that.
Yes.
You know, because in the beginning, I actually thought, let's good on Good Morning America. They're saying they're not taking them off the air, two consenting adults. But then the more you read, it's just very messy. And I think it's just, to me, a sad situation because you've got kids involved, you've got families involved, and I keep thinking about that.
So yesterday there was speculation that the two might have split, but TMZ is reporting that TJ and Amy are still together. I was surprised Gayle made a comment.
I was kind of surprised too, but
I was glad
given the platform, I don't think she would have gone on, especially not during this time. Like, you go and watch What Happens Live, you got to spill some tea.
Yeah,
I know
you do.
because I have it on my vision board. I'm trying to be the bartender and watch What Happens Live.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening.
But yeah, it's true. It is messy, and I'm not surprised. I am a little surprised that they're sticking it out, but it does make sense because they're in the same. Who else can empathize with this situation?
Yeah.
So it's almost like trauma bonding at this point.
That's a good point. I mean, there's all these two other women that they're saying allegedly he might have had a relationship with at the office. What do you feel? How do you feel?
I feel like
getting a little messy.
It's gotten messy, and part of the best part about falling in love or lust the first time is that you don't have the outside factors. You don't have to talk about like splitting bills and like, hey, with a dog sick, all the kind of stuff that you have to do in a real relationship. For those first 6 months, it's magical and it's fun, it's vacations and beach and sand, and like that's gone now.
Yeah.
Now it's talking to your PR team and talking about like talking to your financial guy. You might need to move some money around because your career might be in jeopardy, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So I wonder if now
the fun's
they
over.
decided that they like each other enough to trauma bond, Erica.
Yeah.
Because you have to have some sweat equity in that relationship to trauma bond.
I know. I'm going to say this as someone who has had a setback season that came in threes: divorce, bankruptcy, unemployment. You want to kind of do your setback season on a one-to-one basis. So like maybe if you're going to blow something up, like blow up your personal life, but not your professional life.
I see.
Or blow up your professional life, but not your personal life. So I think that there are some comeback tips that we can get out of this entire situation.
It's a learning moment.
You should talk to college students. Look, if you're going to tank your personal life, really
don't
crack
do it all
down
at
at
once.
work. Yeah, that's great. It's good advice.
Oh man, this made me sad. After 7 years, Trevor Noah said goodbye to the Daily Show. Last night at the end of the show, he got emotional, I'm sure, along with a lot of us, while reflecting on the black women specifically who shaped his life, and said, if you really want to learn about America, speak to some black women. Take a look.
Black women cannot afford to around and find out. Black people understand how hard it is when things go bad, especially in America, but any place where black people exist, whether it's Brazil, whether it's South Africa, wherever it is, when things go bad, black people know that it gets worse for them. But black women in particular, they know what is, genuinely. People always be shocked to be like, why do black women turn out the way they do in America? Why do they vote the way yeah, because they know what happens if things do not go the way it should.
Every person in our studio stopped to look at that. What did you think about it, Erica? I mean, that was breathtaking, I thought.
My mother would always say that you can tell the type of man, you can tell how a man is going to treat you by the way that he treats and respects his mother in that situation. And I know that there are extenuating circumstances. Anytime I say that, I hear somebody who had a terrible mother, and I understand that terrible mothers exist. But when I see something like that, the acknowledgement of from where he came and who he is, and the fact that he is someone who shares so many different identities, and he chose to go back to center black women in his farewell was incredibly powerful. And y'all know I love me some Trevor Noah.
We do.
Like, I'll bring Trevor Noah up at any point because I'm really quite proud of him. Yeah. And, you know, I just thought, like, I'm going to accept those flowers, Trevor. Thank you.
You're going to take those flowers. Al, as a comedian, I thought, who's going to follow Jon Stewart? And then he did, and he filled the role so beautifully.
I mean, to follow Jon Stewart, I think people forget now because we have so many shows that kind of do what he did. But at the time that Jon Stewart was in his heyday, he was delivering the news for millennials, for people in their 30s, people that didn't want kind of the cut and dry news, but did want to stay informed, and he did that. And because of that, he became such a trusted voice that the idea of him stepping away and leaving that vacuum, it's like, oh, and the guy that's coming to fill it is a person that's not from this country that you've probably never heard of before.
Right.
And for him to be able to fill those shoes is amazing. Who I think is going to fill those shoes next is my buddy Roy Wood Jr. I'm just putting that into the ethos.
Him.
Shout out. I know all the other comics up for it, and good luck to everybody. But I think Roy Wood, I think he'd fill in admirably.
He would be
there.
so wonderful.
But yeah, I think he's changed the game and also showed that it's a different kind of entertainer, because usually when you get a late night seat, you stay in that seat until you keel over. And now you're seeing people step away in their prime when they're still young and kind of getting ready for another part of their life. And I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah, the Daily Show, man, it's like a duty. It's like he did a duty for us Americans. We needed that. We thank you for your service in a way, really, honestly. Comedian Gabriel Iglesias, also known as Fluffy, that's how I know him, recently threw his dog Risa a $100,000 quinceañera. Okay, he wheeled his 4-pound Chihuahua into the lavish party that included dancers and a DJ. There was a selection of Mexican dishes for the human guests and puppuccinos or whipped cream in a cup for the pups.
Look at the guy filming it coming down the
This dog, he says he never had a daughter, and Risa is the only girl dog he's ever had. He said Risa is between 16 and 17, so he wanted to spend the money to celebrate her. Thoughts? I did have a bar mitzvah for Josie Rose.
I love that.
At 13, but no, wake up, Al, wake up. But it was just me and Brooksy and a cake.
Continue. Honestly, I think that's really sweet. Gabe's been in the game forever. $100,000, he's fine. That's not an issue. I don't know if I would do that.
Yeah, would you do that?
No, but Erica, you're a proud dog owner. Shout out to Spike.
I am a proud dog owner. Mr. Spike is at home. So Spike and Anthony have the same birthday. And I don't...
Oh, man.
Okay, I think that Aunt Fran, who is Spike's mother in
Rest
heaven,
in peace. That's right.
we adopted him. I think she gave Spike Anthony's birthday, but as a result, we celebrate both. So Anthony gets a cake, and Spike gets a dog bone cake. It's like from a doggy bakery.
That's what we do.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't think there's anything wrong with celebrating your pup.
Yeah, I love it.